All right, so get this right. A severed hand just pops up in a schoolyard
Yeah.
in Ireland.
Really?
Ireland. And we are going to do a deep dive into this.
It sounds creepy.
Yeah, it is. It's really creepy, and the details are just so bizarre. It's
I'm intrigued.
yeah, so am I. And I think we're going to learn a lot. We've got some news excerpts about this, and
Okay.
yeah, let's just jump right in.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, so it happened at Our Lady Immaculate School
Okay.
in Darndale, Dublin.
Okay.
Thankfully, this was during midterm break, so
Oh, that's good at least.
I know.
Yeah.
No kids around. But can you imagine, like,
No.
finding a decomposed hand? Just,
Yeah, so unsettling. Like,
Just-
where did it come from?
I know, in a schoolyard.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, schools should be these safe spaces. So something like this is just really, really creepy.
Yeah.
It's like a violation.
Like a violation. Yeah, it's like something out of like
Like a horror movie or something.
I was thinking, like a mystery novel.
Totally.
Like a
Yeah.
real whodunit. And the news reports, they say the hand might have been dropped by a bird. A bird. Like, how does that even...
I don't even know.
Right.
Is that even possible?
I don't know, but they're saying that it's likely that this is what happened.
Wow. Okay.
It's really strange, but also fascinating at the same time.
Yeah.
But then there's also this possible connection to this child who was injured locally by an exploding nitrous oxide canister the night before.
Oh, okay.
So it makes you wonder, is there something more sinister here?
Right.
Like something like we were talking about like those Hitchcock
Oh, yeah.
thrillers.
The classic.
Like, is there a deeper, darker story here?
Yeah, you never know.
We don't know.
But I think it's important to remember, though, that the police aren't jumping to any conclusions yet.
Right.
They're keeping an open mind about it, which I think is good,
Yeah. Absolutely.
because it could be totally innocent.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's but it does bring up, I think, a really interesting aspect of this, which is the forensics.
Yes.
Because the reports say they're doing all these tests to figure out who this hand belonged to,
Right.
how the person died.
Right. And
So I'm curious,
yeah.
how much can they actually learn from a hand that's been, out in the elements, who knows how long,
Right.
decomposed?
It's been decomposed.
Like, what can they actually find out?
What are the biggest challenges that they're going to be facing here? I mean,
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, decomposed remains are definitely tricky.
Yeah.
But you can still get a surprising amount of information.
Okay.
So, for example, they might be able to get fingerprints.
Even though it's decomposed.
Well, sometimes even if the ridges are damaged, they can be partially reconstructed.
Oh, wow.
So that's one thing. And then they'll be looking for any identifying marks like scars or
Okay.
tattoos,
Right.
things like that. And then they can analyze the bone structure, and that can tell them things like age,
Oh, wow.
sex, even ancestry.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, of course, there's DNA,
Yeah.
which can be incredibly helpful even from a really badly decomposed hand.
Oh, wow. So even in death, our bodies still tell a story.
They really do.
That's amazing. It's like every detail, every mark could be a clue.
Exactly. And they'll be looking at the hand itself, at the cut,
Right.
to see how it was severed. So was it a clean cut, which would mean probably some kind of sharp instrument was used, like
Yeah.
a scalpel or something, or was it more jagged, which might mean a saw or something like that.
Yeah.
So those details can be really important in figuring out what happened.
It's just incredible what forensic experts can do.
It is.
It really is. So thinking back to when you first heard about this, what were your first thoughts? Like when you heard about this severed hand in the schoolyard, did you automatically think something criminal had happened?
I think, like anyone, my mind just started trying to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. Trying to connect the dots and come up with an explanation. And probably the most obvious one was something bad had happened.
Right.
But this case really shows how important it is not to jump to conclusions.
Yes. And this is exactly why forensic science is so important.
Totally agree.
It's such a powerful tool for getting to the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.
It really is. I mean, this whole story, it's just,
Yeah.
it's like
Wild.
It's bizarre. It's unsettling.
It's unsettling.
Yeah.
So what are the big things we should remember from all of this, from this crazy discovery?
Well, like we've been saying, I think, don't jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
Things aren't always what they seem. And forensic science, it's an amazing tool.
It is.
It really can help us solve even the most difficult cases.
And sometimes the most unsettling mysteries. They're the ones where we never get all the answers. They kind of stay with us. And I think this is one of those cases that's going to stick with me.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It makes you wonder about all the stories that are hidden, all the mysteries that are out there that we might never solve. It makes you think, what if that hand could talk? What would it tell us? What would it tell us about its life, about its death, about the circumstances that led to it being found in that schoolyard?
Yeah, it's a question we may never know the answer to, but it makes you think.
Yep.
It definitely makes you think.
It does, and I think that's a good place to leave it for today.
Okay, sounds good.
Until next time.
See you then.